back with Keith. Felt like this morning for a lot of us. Not quite this bad.
Yeah, it's rugged up there.
Woo.
Rugged up there.
Mount Washington looks great.
Rime ice is what they call that stuff that's
just built up on
accreted
everything.
on the tower and everything like that. They have to go out there and axe it every once in a while to make sure everything
because it's not always from precipitation, right?
No, it's basically water droplets from a cloud condensing on their equipment because they're in the clouds.
That's what happens when you're that.
Yeah, cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned David Guilford. I don't know when the story's going to air, so this is a bad tease, but
he was there yesterday.
To Mount Washington yesterday, so interested to see that report because it is rough.
I imagine he was well bundled up.
Yeah. What's the current temp? Let's see. It is 7, Mount Washington.
Oh, lovely.
With the wind chill, who knows? 15 below, probably. It's pretty consistent up there. Meanwhile, by comparison, 25 in Arundel, 26 in Portland. Guys, I don't know how we could potentially fix this, but I can't see myself. And I know a lot of Maine would rather not see me, but do you think is it literally just the power button? Okay, sorry. And I'm sorry you had to see me that close in the meantime. All right, so look at those temperatures. 20 in Bangor, 21 in Dover-Foxcroft, 14 in Greenville. All right, visible satellite, nice. I mean, there's a lot of sunshine, but we talked about how that really isn't making any difference when it comes to these temperatures. Our sun angle, of course, near its lowest of the entire year, and so it's just a mental thing. And when you're riding in your car, it can feel nice and all that, but it's not going to make any real difference as far as temperatures go. So hour by hour forecast clear, temperatures stay in the 20s. And then tonight we drop down into the teens along the coastline, single digits inland, below zero in a lot of spots in the mountains. I would say we're basically looking at the same temperature profile that we had last night, again tonight, but this is the last cold night, at least for a while. And then we'll start to moderate temperatures Friday afternoon into the mid 30s in a few spots, maybe even a couple upper 30s. So that'll feel pretty good compared to where we've been at the last few days. Warm front moves through on Friday night, and then we get into some slightly milder air on Saturday. I want to set expectations appropriately here. I mean, we're talking about 40 to 45 along the coastline, probably mid to upper 30s into the mountains. It's not going to be warm, but it's going to be warmer than it's been recently. That's part of what we call the warm sector between that front and the cold front. And it actually gets even warmer on Sunday, but it gets cloudy, and there could be an isolated shower on Sunday during the day, although most of the rain will hold off until Sunday night with this cold front here. So this is midday, and then you can see kind of around sunset some showers start working into western Maine. But the thing we're concerned about here is the wind profile along that cold front, and I flagged that days ago. I didn't like the way it looked. It is very, it's got a little tilt to it. It's got a big temperature gradient between the two, so that drives these strong southeast winds. So the question, of course, is how strong are we talking about? This is just one model's forecast, but to give you an idea of timeline and what we could be looking at here. This is Sunday night. We're starting to gust about 30 miles an hour. Gusts, not sustained. But then we do gust, it looks like, into the morning hours to about 50 to maybe 55 along the coastline. I don't think this is an issue for the interior. It's the coast and the mountains. There's a really long explanation for why the mountains are involved in that, but you don't need to worry too much about it. It'll be here and then the mountains that we have to worry about those 50 to 55 mile an hour wind gusts. If they go into the mid 50s, typically that's our threshold for having more power outages. Obviously, we don't have leaves on the trees, so that helps us. But we'll keep an eye on that. I think we've got at least a minor event on Monday morning as far as power outages go, and potentially into moderate territory if it lines up. But what's difficult about wind forecasting is there are a lot of models that are putting out 75 mile an hour wind gusts right now. But I've learned over the years, those surface wind gust layers are usually too hot. So it's trying to decipher reality from model reality, and that's hard. But again, I do think we'll have power outages Monday, so just prepare for that, and then we'll try to give you a better idea in the coming days how much, what are we talking about?
It'll be windy. We expect wind.
Oh, for sure.
It's just a question
how
of
bad is this going to be? Yeah.
Okay. Keith, thanks.